the HomeTech Podcast for Friday, January 30th. From Sarasota, Florida, I'm Seth Johnson.
From Reynoldsburg, Ohio, I'm TJ Huddleston.
And from Pickering, Ontario, I'm Gavin Campbell.
And welcome to the HomeTech Podcast all about home technology, home automation, and frozen iguanas. Because it is basically, they're frozen everywhere right now, I think.
I saw the temperature in Florida today. You sent it to us. You're like -1 Celsius.
Well, okay, so that's the low.
What is that in freedom units?
29 or 30, somewhere in there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That is pretty cold.
That's the wind chill too, and it's factored in on that. So
yeah, but you must be like dying down there.
We are.
I mean, there's no way. Everybody's walking around in very poofy coats right now. Iguanas are falling out of the trees. I know what happens in Florida when it gets cold.
Wait, I went to the gym today, and like I walked in, like when you're leaving, they have like all these people like getting stuff out of the lockers, and they're putting on these like puffer jackets, and I'm like, I'm hot, but there's no way I could put a jacket on and cover this like sweat up. Like I'm just gonna walk to my car and dry off. There's no way I could do that. I guess people don't sweat as much as I do. It just was funny. I'm like, how can you wear that? Like it's not that cold. It's like 50 degrees outside, or 40. I think it's like 42 at the time. So yeah, Gavin, that's let's see, 42F to C. It's 5. It's 5 degrees.
Oh, that's still chilly though.
Yeah. I mean, and it does get chilly here because we do have a lot of humidity in the air all the time because of the ocean. So it's chilly.
Yeah. So I think last week we talked, Seth. I haven't listened to last week's episode. I'm sure you said this though. You were telling me how cold and how much snow we were going to get, and I didn't believe you. Because they always say we're going to get a lot of snow, right? They're always like, oh my gosh, tonight it's going to snow like 2 inches. And then tonight happens and we don't get any snow. That happens all the time in Central Ohio. I don't know what it is. I've heard rumors that there's like a weird mountain that interferes with our weather. I don't believe that because we don't really have mountains around here. But, it sounds like a good theory.
There used to be a mountain. They just tore it down to put the neighborhood up or something. So.
Well, we have something called like Mad River Mountain. It's like people go like sledding and stuff. It's more of like a giant hill, but yeah, whatever. We don't have to talk about that. But you were talking, you're like, oh no, I've seen the weather. It says you're going to get a lot of snow. It's going to be cold. And I was like, I don't believe it. But wouldn't you know it that we got record snowfall this weekend, starting at like 8 p.m. on Saturday night. It just snowed literally from 8 p.m. until like 8 p.m. the next day.
Wow.
And then it was snowed again today. In my backyard, I confirmed that I had 10 inches of snow. And that's in like the backyard closest to the house. It's an area that was not touched at all. But the drifts were easily like 12 to 15 inches tall. If you have not seen, I'm sure some of our listeners are part of that winter storm. But we got a ridiculous amount of snow where we did not leave the house for basically like a day and a half because we literally could not. The plow did not touch our street until I think like Monday morning. So we physically could not get out of our house. So did you get any snow up there, Gavin? You guys have been pretty chill up there.
Are you one of those type of people that waits for the snow to finish and then goes shovels?
So typically, yes. But when it's this much snow, like I was out there every like 3 hours because like I was like, if I don't do this every so often, it is going to suck to shovel like 12 inches of snow.
Yes.
And so I would go out there with like the shovel and I would just do a little bit every time. It's like, I'm like, it's going to keep snowing. I don't really like need to do everything, but I would like clear the driveway and the porch and stuff like that. So that way, by the time I got to Monday, like it wasn't as bad.
Yeah. So that's pretty much how we handled it. We got record snow too, record 1 day snow. I mean, some places hit 60 centimeters and they're still getting more. But what we did was, went out before the football game started and did our first round. Then in between the games, did our second round. And then after the games, did our final round. And it really wasn't that bad when you did it that way. Like if you waited till the end and then started, I could see you struggling. But because we broke it up, it was so much easier to deal with. We made a day out of it still.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I think I do want to invest in a snowblower. Just because we have a lot of like elderly people and stuff around us, and it'd be nice just to go like hit up all the sidewalks and stuff and be done with it. So I think I think a lot of people prepared for this storm by buying a snowblower, and what I'm hoping is that in the next couple of weeks, they become very cheap on Facebook Marketplace.
Yes.
So I'm going to try to pick one up, and then it won't snow for the next like 5 years because that's what happens when you buy a snowblower. I've been told.
Well, do what I did and just get together with a few neighbors and say, hey, let's share the snowblower. I mean, because we only use it so many times in the year. So, I mean, who cares if you do all 3 driveways, right? So we split our snowblower. I store it in my garage, and when it's time to go, I'm like, yeah, come grab it. And they grab it and they go do their driveway. And it costs us what? We each paid like $300 for the snowblower.
Yeah. You got that communal thing up in Canada that we don't have in America.
We're so nice to each other up here, you know?
Oh, I sold that on Marketplace 6 months ago. Sorry, TJ.
Yeah, I feel like I could do that with a couple of my neighbors. So I might try to hit them up and do that, because that was my first thought too. Is I was like, it'd be nice if just a couple of us got together. We bought like a $500 snowblower. We don't need anything fancy. Just buy like a decent one and just split it.
Well, the best is when you're out there snowblowing and you see that one neighbor that turned down the idea, looking at you like try to catch your eye so that you can come and do their driveway to help too. Yeah. You're like, nope, you didn't want in on the snowblower. No. And you just finish your driveway and go back inside. No, we actually still go and help them still.
Yeah, that's what you do.
We're Canadian.
Well, that's what good neighbors do, right?
Yeah.
Here we help each other shovel the iguanas out of the driveway, I guess. So, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
You don't shoot each other over that?
We got to shoot the iguanas first, right?
Run out of bullets because you shot all the iguanas.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Well, there's actually some news this week. Some new products that have even been announced outside of the CES land. So we've got a number of HomeTech headlines. So what do you guys say we jump right in?
Let's do it. I just want to start by saying I'm gonna buy one of these products we're gonna talk about tonight, and I bet you can't guess which one it is.
Put in your bets.
I eliminated the Sonos already.
I was trying to trick you.
All right. Well, Sonos has introduced a multi-output amplifier. Finally, 15 years later, I guess. It basically, think of the Sonos amp and give it 8 outputs at 125 watts per channel at 8 ohms. It supports up to 4 independent zones, basically, powering up to 24 speakers, if you're doing architectural speakers, that kind of thing. We don't know pricing on this thing. They've got a nice little render video of it that they've kind of like been floating around. We'll put a link over to CE Pro. It comes in a 1.5U chassis, which is nice. It means it'll fit in a 2U rack mount, not any of these strange middle Atlantic rack mount things you had to do with the other ones, which I think those were the Sonos amps were 2 RUs at least.
Yeah, and then the
2.5, 2.25.
And then the rack piece itself was like $300 dealer cost. I mean, so like, you only do it on like really nice jobs.
Right. So this will be nice. 4-zone audio amp. We were taking bets on pricing. I guess we need to have friendly wager on this one.
Oh yeah.
We've got it. We have no choice. So the Sonos is called the Sonos Amp Multi, because why wouldn't they call it the multi-room amp? But whatever, it's Sonos Multi, and we're gonna put TJ. Let me grab our table out of here. TJ, how much do you think this thing is?
$26.50.
$26.50. Gavin, you have to specify US dollars or Canadian dollars.
Converting at what rate though?
Oh yeah, the dollar is falling quite a bit right now. So
no, I like the $29.99.
$29.99.
Yes. Yeah,
that's freedom dollars though, I would assume, because it'd be like $8,000 Canadian.
Yeah, in US. I like that.
Okay.
I like that bet. That made sense because you got the 4 amps in there.
So you're saying because it's I think those are like $800 amps right now for the Sonos amp. Are they more? $800 or $900 somewhere in there? And you're saying times 4.
Yeah, they're $800 American. I think they're $1,000 Canadian.
Yeah. So that's your American price. I'll put a little flag next to it for you. So
okay.
Yeah. Freedom dollar.
Yeah. And then
what's your guess, Seth?
Those are really good guesses, actually. I'll say $3,500. I think it's going to be more. I think it's Sonos.
High.
I think no, it's Sonos.
Yeah.
They'll do it just to spite you.
They'll be shocked when someone buys one.
Yeah. We should do like a prop bet on the on the rack mount how much that piece is going to cost.
Oh, man.
It's not going to come with it. You know that.
Oh, no, it says optional, so. Which is fine. That's whatever.
Yeah. So we got $2,900.
Nice they kind of just built the rack mount into the product, but whatever, it's not like it's a professional product or anything. It's not meant for integrators. So
that's what I just don't get, because the size and shape of it and everything, right? Where else would you put it?
Right.
It looks like it's just made strictly for a rack.
Just put rack gears on it, call it a day.
Yeah.
Do the Ubiquity model, just ship them
put
with
it on the
but
side.
like just put them on the side. You screw them on if you want them, or you don't. Which is like what other professional AV solutions already do anyway. So
this could be pretty heavy though. I don't know. It's got GAN, GNAN, whatever that is. Yeah. Or GAN. Yeah.
I've only ever heard of that in chargers.
It's like a power supply
like Anchor
thing.
chargers and stuff like that. I've never heard of it in anything else.
Yeah. Well,
it's Anchor marketing, I think.
We will have to see. I'm going to put this under our friendly wager section here.
Honestly, this is pretty interesting though. Like Seth kind of alluded to, dealers have been asking for this literally forever. And almost every other company that makes like an amplifier kind of like this makes a multi-channel amplifier.
Yeah.
So it's not like a totally crazy concept. It's not something that's out of the ordinary. This is a product that exists in other manufacturers, but Sonos has never done it. Yeah. The questionable things that I don't like about this myself, and I'm probably not going to sell any, so my opinion probably doesn't really matter. The lack of HDMI, I think, is the biggest drawback, because it would be nice to connect this to a TV and then have the TV audio go throughout all the zones. And then that would be your introduction to have the TV audio go to the other Sonos speakers as well. That's my biggest drawback with this product. And no sub output as far as I can tell either.
So what's the input?
The input, I think, is a digital or RCA.
So, I mean, worst case scenario, you can get like an HDMI to RCA converter or something. What do they call those? Audio extractors?
Like a little extractor thing.
Yeah, and solve that. So, I mean...
Well, not to get a subwoofer, though.
Yeah, for subwoofer. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do anything to get a subwoofer. I mean, you can, but they're going to have you buy their subwoofer at that point, which I guess makes sense because they're like in-ceiling speakers or whatever. So, I mean, that's kind of a whatever point. But the lack of HDMI, I think, is a big issue with this.
I like the video where it has like the little holes on top of it, and it has like the heat waves coming out of it, and like looks like a hot dog grill. Like you could put a hot dog on there and start grilling away. Like it's passively cooled. There's no fans or anything. I guess the other answer was like that. So
that's how they want you to know that it's a true professional product, is that it'll be very hot.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see. This amp is expected to be shown and debuted at the ISE 2026 show there in Barcelona. So
just a question. Like, I feel like this product came out because people were asking for something like this, and they finally listened to them.
We've been begging for it.
Yeah, I was going to say, they've been asking for so long, though.
I know.
Gave up on it.
Is there another product that people have been asking for that, they may release one day?
Headphones? Oh, wait, no, we already did that. My bad.
We got that.
Yeah, we've been past that.
I'm on my second pair.
So I think in the past, our biggest ask was going to be like an outdoor speaker. I think they kind of have that covered with some of the
Move and Roam.
Yeah, the Move and Roams now. So
like,
when those
like a portable outdoor speaker or like mounted outdoor speakers, because they kind of did it with Sonos, right? I think it was Sonos. Yeah.
But that's a passive speaker that's hooked up to an amplifier. It'd be nice to have like an actual outdoor rated speaker.
Yeah. And then I think definitely the multi-channel amplifiers were the most requested thing from any integrator who's ever, like, day one use Sonos. Oh, that's cool. But do I really have to have a rack full of these amplifiers? Like, this is insane.
Yeah, I mean, you have to think, like, in a lot of these bigger houses, you could have like 8 to 20 amplifiers easily, and like that takes up literally a whole rack by itself. It's just
you can
having
max out
Sonos amps.
You max out at 32 Sonos devices. Ask me how I know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can't have any more than 32 in the thing. So, yeah, that's it's good to see. And I think, TJ, I think you're right. They did miss this would be perfect for even a smaller home that had, because we used to do a lot of these where you had like you'd call it 4 zones of audio, but one of them would be a surround zone, and you would use the amplifier for the rear channel of the speakers. So that would be perfect to tie in here, and maybe you can still do it. Maybe you still be able to do it that way with like one of their sound bars and a subwoofer, and then and still use it. Use it that way. It's got to go wireless sub though.
I hope so. Actually, I didn't even think about that. But if you could not use each one of these zones as a surround sound zone in a different area, that would be a big mess as well.
Yeah. Well, if you had 2 surround zones, yeah.
Right.
But I think most of the homes that we had here, it was designed. We would design it that way. It would be packaged with builders. Like you'd be wired for 4 rooms. We can terminate. Put speakers in which ones you want. This would be perfect surround. This would be perfect for lanai. That kind of thing. If you want something in the master bed, and you just you have like a base price on it at that point, right? A Sonos amp. Now, if it just depends on the price of this thing. If it is as much as $4,000 for this thing, that's not going to sell as much. But if it's a good price and it makes sense, that it'll be able to be sold easily into those projects. So anyway, that's Sonos.
To give you an idea on like space savings, this rack mount thing we were talking about for the Sonos amplifiers, it holds 4. The default one, I think they have a different one as well, like a 2U or something like that. But the default one is 4 RUs, so it's a 4U unit. If you had a 32 zone Sonos amplifier, it would literally take up 32 U's of rack space.
Yeah,
like that's like the crazy amount of like space savings you would get with something like this. That's why people have been asking for it forever. Because they take up so much space that if you had a house like that, it would take up. And obviously, not everybody has a house like that. But could you imagine just spending like an extra $1,000 on the rack just to hold the speakers, the audio for your house? That'd be crazy.
I had to break it to you. When I was building racks, the little black Sonos things were not out. It was the white ones, and those were bigger.
Oh, so, yeah.
You would have a lot more than 32. I mean, you wouldn't use all of them that way.
Right.
But you would because you'd have surround zones. Like you have 32 devices that you can pop into a Sonos system, and if you fill that up, it fills up pretty quickly. So especially like do sound bars in certain rooms, you start using more. So anyway, good for Sonos for coming out with a new product. I will say this one's more exciting to me than the headphones, but
this one doesn't suck so far. So keep it up.
Doesn't look bad. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Maybe it'll work better than with the app. No, probably not. It's not going to work with the app. All right. Another big news here. The industry has gone crazy because it looks like Sony has signed a memorandum of understanding with China's TCL for a strategic partnership in home entertainment, but it's kind of a vague announcement and we don't really know what it means. But here's the deal. TCL is going to hold 51% of a new joint venture that takes over Sony's TV and audio business, including the Bravia brand. Sony retains 49%, making this effectively a TCL-controlled entity at this point. It's not finalized. It's coming, but it's expected that there's going to be a binding agreement by March 2026, and TCL may be potentially taking over the Sony Bravia TV business sometime in April. So that'll be interesting. I wonder if they're going to be like doing the whole thing, or because Sony was like really good with their processing. I wonder if like it's going to be like one of those deals where like TCL makes the screens and puts it all together, but it's still got the Sony processing in it. Hope that's the case because Sony processing was really good.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest takeaway from this, right? Is that basically Sony processing is what makes Sony special. Everything else is kind of just whatever, but yeah. We'll be maybe we'll see some of the processing go into TCL TVs, which would definitely be a huge plus.
Yeah. We will see. Big news for Canada. This is probably the biggest news out of Canada. Amazon Sidewalk has now arrived in Canada. Yay, Gavin! You can buy Ring sensor devices now.
And I just want to let the Americans know you have this too already, just in case you didn't know. You already had this.
If you forgot, this came out like 8 years ago, right?
Yeah. If you didn't remember, like you already had this, it's nothing new.
Yeah, when you posted this, and I think you said something like, oh, we finally get Sidewalk or something. I was like, I'm pretty sure this came out like a decade ago at this point. I've never heard anybody talk about it, but it definitely came out a while ago.
These Ring cameras are like the first thing I know that uses it. Like, it's probably gonna be the only thing that uses it. Who knows?
Every Amazon Echo, every Ring device, that's every camera that's outside, and then it'll be all of the little sensors and everything they have. It'll use it. So, I mean, the coverage map. If you look at, I love this coverage map. Like, I'll put a link to it in the show notes. If you look at the coverage map, it's insane. Like, there are wilderness areas that do not have coverage, but pretty much any city in the United States even remote ones, are going to have coverage and a significant amount of coverage. So if you're talking about like a little sensor, or device or tracking device that is going to get picked up on things, if you're in or around a suburb or a major city, it's not going to have a problem communicating on this network. It's absolutely insane. So,
and the important thing about this, it's opt out. So they were saying all of our devices automatically are going to participate in this network. Mm-hmm. If you really don't want your device to participate in this network, you have to opt out. Otherwise, it's automatic.
Yeah, I think they rolled it out similar here in America. Everybody freaked out, and then nothing happened because they didn't do anything with it. Nobody cared after that. So, there you go.
Here it was basically like it was enabled by default, but like during the setup process, it told you about it and allowed you to like uncheck it.
Yeah.
But it was like definitely trying to make you do it. It's a good idea in theory, though, right? I mean, all this stuff kind of, it always sounds good. It's kind of like the AirTag solution and a couple other ideas like that. But it's always the company that controls it that you're always questionable about.
Well, Sidewalks nice in one respect is that Amazon doesn't really control it. It does use their infrastructure to move the messages around, but the messages can be encrypted from the device to the endpoint. So it's not like they just know that, they'll know if a packet goes from a sensor and goes to a computer server somewhere. They'll know that much. They won't know where it goes after that. They won't know what the contents of it. It's very well designed. It's probably one of the best designed wireless. Is it a mesh network? I guess it can be. It's very well designed from a security standpoint, and it's in millions of devices. So it's seeing this coverage map. Impressive. Check that out. If you Canada, Canada's not blue. You can see that there's a dividing line there, but you're about to turn blue, Canada. We'll get you.
We're becoming the 51st state slowly.
Yep. We'll infect you with our sidewalk technology. All right, moving on here. We've got a new product from EcoWit, the WS90 7-in-1 smart weather station. It tracks wind, rain, temperature, humidity, UV, solar radiation, and barometric pressure. Features solid-state sensors with no moving parts, ultrasonic wind monitoring, and a haptic rain detector for low maintenance and durability. This is pretty much exactly how the Tempest works, and it is true. They're very well, very, very durable. Includes both Bluetooth and Zigbee connectivity. So that's pretty cool. And allows integration with Shelly's ecosystem pretty easily, as well as other Zigbee-compatible hubs. It's powered with a AA battery backup, has an IPX5 rated enclosure for outdoor use. TJ, we were talking a little bit before the show. Oh, hold on. This thing is, what does this thing cost? 211 pounds, so probably about $200.
Yeah, $200 freedom.
I think this is European market only. And just to be clear, it's not really a new product. What's different about this one is it has Zigbee now, right? So I have their original one and it uses the RF. And the difference is with the RF, it's just broadcasting the signal. So anyone in your neighborhood can pick it up. I mean, who really cares if they know what your wind speeds and temperatures are? But this one's Zigbee, so it's more private. I just didn't know EcoWit made Zigbee products. That's interesting.
What's that? I bet you anything is that ESP, what is it, S6 chip that we were talking about that
C6?
has like, the one that's on my Snowflake up there. I bet you anything it's just being enabled that way because it works with Shelly and all that.
Yeah. I actually have this one in the EcoWit form, and I kind of want this one just because it's Zigbee, right? I mean, I have the EcoWit hub, I have the soil moisture sensors, thanks to Gavin. And I have no reason to get this one, but I like the idea of it being Zigbee and me not having to worry about relying on EcoWit for that. But I can't justify spending $200 for that right now. So
and the way the Tempest works, I think it's a wireless protocol from the Tempest station to a little base station that lives in your house, and then after that, it gets on your network, and I think it does MQTT around I think that's how the Home Assistant integration works. It used to be less. It's now more official, but official integration, but it doesn't use the cloud. I think it communicates locally, and your home network is flooded with every time the wind changes direction. It floods a bunch of little messages out. It's kind of cool. Anyway, check that out if you're interested. TJ's probably going to get one, sounds like.
Not right now.
No? Okay. Well, if you need to buy some Zeus product, I can tell you where to go because Apollo Automation, our friends over at Apollo, have partnered with Zeus. Our friends over at Zeus, two of our friends have gotten together. They're offering 6 Z-Wave smart home devices and expanding their privacy-first, locally controlled ecosystem. Zeus and Apollo, they're going to be selling the Zeus Zen 04 smart plug, the Zen 30 double switch, the Zen 75 heavy-duty wall switch, the 77 dimmer switch, the 41 open-close sensor, which is this little guy, right? Is that this one? Yeah, I think so. And then no, this is the XS sensor. Sorry. And then, ZSE41. Yep, that's the one. Open close sensor. And the ZSE42, the water leak sensor. So yeah, if you need some Zeus products, head on over there and buy them from a small business. Don't buy them from Amazon. No, I can tell you that Agnes doesn't even like it if you buy it from Amazon. She does like it if you buy it. Let's just say that. But she would prefer if you buy it from Apollo or from a smaller business like themselves.
You're in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. You buy it from the smartest house. That's their website.
She's even said that in the interviews. Like the smartest house. That's what it is. They have their own like thing set up. But I can tell you that most small businesses who deal with Amazon don't like selling on Amazon. It's just they have to. Anyway, what do you guys think about this?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. They sell a couple other devices they don't make, like the Home Assistant antennas. And I don't remember if they sell anything else that's not theirs. That was the two that
I think right now they're just Home Assistant and their stuff, and now they're adding Zeus.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. The more people that have access to these local first devices, I think is good for everybody. So
yeah,
and it's not like they compete with each other. And supposedly it's hand-picked devices that they actually use, which I think is good. I don't think Zeus makes a bad device necessarily, but it's always good to have that curated product from the company you already buy your stuff from that that they like as well.
And that's the nice thing about Apollo is they also take care of us in Canada. So if you're Canadian, you order from them, they actually ship from Canada to us, so we don't get stuck with duties and stuff like that. They take care of all that.
Aww.
So nice, so easy.
I think they said at CES they ship worldwide, like everywhere, right? I'm pretty sure you said.
Yeah, but I only care about Canada.
All right.
They ship the ornaments everywhere whenever we do them. So.
Yeah.
Oh no, they have different distributions. I think he said he had one even out in Australia.
Yeah,
and was shipping out there. So they ship around the world, and it's local shipping from a number of places. So it's pretty good.
Yep. And speaking of ESP Home and Apollo, I thought this was cool. I saw over the week that Alan Chow over at Xiaomi Software released a native ESP Home driver for Control 4. So you load this thing on, and anything that runs ESP Home, ESP32 hardware, you can flash it. You can integrate that directly with Control 4 systems now. Which everybody thinks about ESP Home, and you think, oh, it's a Home Assistant, but no, it's an open protocol, and you can write drivers like Alan did for it and get these really nice device sensors. There's not a PoE, millimeter wave sensor that exists in the pro space, but there is over at Apollo Automation. And when Alan actually didn't know about these guys, Apollo, and when he announced this driver, I'm like, oh, you should check these guys out. And I saw a bunch of guys commenting on the thread there about how awesome that PoE millimeter wave sensor is. So if you are in the pro space and you hear us talking about the guys over Apollo, and you do Control 4 systems now you have the opportunity to use some of the product in Control 4 system setup now.
How many hands of people how many dealers do you think know about ESP Home? And hands, give me a hand count. We're talking like 5
How many
hands?
5 hands,
like
6
5 hands.
I don't know.
Yeah, do any dealers know about ESP Home? I feel like somebody would have to know for them to make this driver, right?
I think they do, and it's also a worldwide thing, so it's not like it only exists in the States. And I can tell you, overseas, there are people who are much more comfortable ordering a small device that has ESP, like Atom? Atom, yeah.
I thought it was Atom, but
I don't know. At Home, I don't know.
Yeah.
They're comfortable grabbing one of those or a couple of them and popping them in for some LED lights they're putting up, right? And this just opens the door for more integration, more control, more sensors, more these point devices that really are really nice. And you can get them putting in the project on a Control 4 project or Home Assistant project. Doesn't matter. You can do it. So that's pretty cool.
I think you kind of summed it up there, but having this opens the door for some real custom work. Like if they have a problem they have to solve, they can now look at doing the ESP32 and doing the wiring and everything like this. And now they have a driver for it. Like they can solve some real problems instead of like soldering their garage door openers. They can actually put in an ESP Home little driver in there and work with it. So this is great, actually.
Yep. Very cool. They do some really cool work over there at Xiaomi. So check that out if you're a Control 4 dealer. It's not a very expensive driver. I think it's like 80 MSRP or something like that. So We're continuing the spiral down into the graveyard with Wemo. I guess Belkin has announced support for a few more select Wemo products, and the Wemo app will end on January 31st, right around the corner. Actually, the day after this show may release. After that date, the cloud-based features on like remote access and voice assistant integrations will just no longer function. Let's see, a list of the devices. We had a big list of these, but I guess the day is finally here, right? Like it's going to happen. The Wemo Smart Light Switch, Wi-Fi Smart Light Switch, the Smart Light Switch. There's a ton of these. We'll put a link to these in the show notes, and you can go see if you have any of these. They're just not going to work anymore.
And nobody was probably paying attention, so I bet you the day after it goes offline, we'll hear a
it's
lot.
like, what's going on?
Yeah, Reddit will just go up in flames.
Can't stand these companies that in-support and don't tell anybody. Well, it does suck to see. It was funny. We were at CES and I saw the Wemo booth over there at the thing I went to. And I'm like, why are they here? I'm like, oh well, I guess they still have all the, like, not Wemo, it was Belkin, I guess. I'm like, why are they here? And then they have like outlet plugs and stuff still. So it's Belkin. Anyway, moving on. Last story here, SwitchBot. We got to talk about this. They've got a new product. They have officially released their new AI Hub, smart home controller featuring AI processing and Matter support. Hub includes an on-device vision language model for analyzing visual data and triggering automations without relying on the cloud. It supports RTSP-compatible video sources, integrates with the SwitchBot's own cameras, managing up to 8 2K feeds with, TJ, local storage, things in VR. Woo! The Matter functionality is going to allow it to act as a bridge through like Apple Home, Google Home, all that good stuff. And includes a built-in Home Assistant core container, eliminating the need for any additional hardware like a Raspberry Pi. So this is kind of a neat little product. $259. Will offer, what does it say? It will support up to 100 devices, SwitchBot devices, and offers 32 gigabytes of internal storage, expandable 1 terabyte via USB-C. So this has got everything. This has got Matter, it's got AI, it's got USB-C, it's got internal storage, and I don't know what doesn't this thing have. It's got this hub has it all. It's crazy.
It's got all the buzzwords.
You could put Home Assistant on it, Gavin. I mean, it's got everything.
Well, the interesting part is it looks like it's running a Frigate integration. So if you're familiar with that on Home Assistant, well, it's got it here, and it's got the hardware for processing the Frigate video stream. So it's got a lot of stuff. It can integrate with Home Assistant too, apparently through MQTT, I believe, or a local API access. Yeah, this is crazy.
That's so frigate cool.
Wow,
TJ.
Well, this is the last show. 560, we made it this far.
On that note, we're out.
But, honestly, this is a good idea. I want, like, NVRs to have, like, their own renaissance. I don't know if we'll ever see that. We might see that now that Matter cameras are becoming a thing. But for the longest time, camera systems have sucked, and that is why people buy things like Ring or, like, Nest or whatever, because nobody wants to use a very clunky, like, NVR and, like, physically attach their cameras to it and stuff with the crappy software. And so we really need, like, some kind of renaissance for NVRs, and I'm hoping we see that. And it kind of gives me a little hope that SwitchBot is releasing basically an NVR for a camera system. So we might see some more of these kind of products here soon with Matter being released on cameras.
And, like looking at their demo pictures, I don't know how much faith I have in their system now, because they have one picture where it shows a picture and the description is, Grandma is lying on the living room floor.
Grandma's dead.
I think that should be an alert. Yeah, I think there's more. I think it should say a little bit more than Grandma's just taking a nap, like Grandma looks like she's in trouble here. Please send help.
It is kind of funny they didn't use red for that one, but they used it for like the others, human detected. I'm like, no, that's the red one.
It's like, can someone please go and just check on Grandma?
We'll shake her a little bit. Maybe she'll wake up. Oh man, that is funny.
That would be interesting too if they use this as some kind of like assisted living product or something like that. We saw some of these companies at CES where assisted living is becoming like more of a topic that people are talking about. And like, for example, Third Reality had like a assisted living kit that they would sell you. That's basically like their motion sensors and door contacts and stuff. But it was like their own fancy software that did it like, it told you if like grandma didn't get out of bed today or something like that.
Yeah.
So it is interesting to see like another company company like use this as like an assisted living option.
Assisted living, yeah, it is a big topic right now. And some of those systems would have detected how grandma got to laying on that floor and notified you, you know? She didn't go down nicely.
Right, she's just looking for her dentures.
Yeah.
Grandma's not sleeping on the floor, guys. She passed away.
I don't know. I don't know.
Why'd you have to ruin her life right now?
I feel so bad now for grandma. SwitchBot, if you're listening, can you tell us if grandma's doing okay?
Yeah, we need to know. Is this AI grandma or is this a real grandma?
Yeah, it looks like a real grandma.
Well, if you have a grandma and you use this to detect if she's fallen and can't get up, let us know. This actually, I mean, this for $260 or whatever. This, I mean, it looks like a really nice piece.
Very cheap, but
all the stuff you can do with it. Like, if you don't have a Home Assistant controller, it's got it built. You can put it in. Like, it's got an NVR. It's got AI stuff. It can tell you if grandma fell and can't get up.
AI is worth at least $100. So
at least, yeah. But I mean, that's really nice, actually. I mean, even the other little example that we're not talking about with the dog, it's like, if the dog is eating, then turn on the air purifier thing or whatever, because the dog stinks when it eats, I guess. I don't know. It's usually what the dog does after it eats and it stinks. But anyway, it's an interesting thing, because like I mean, I can set up my Ubiquiti cameras and point them at a dog eating, and it'll just say pet detected or animal detected. It doesn't tell me that it's eating, so that's kind of neat. All right, well, anyway, let us know if you get one of these things and what you do with it. So all the links to topics we discussed tonight can be found over on our show notes at HomeTech.fm/560. All right, got a bit of mailbag feedback here. Listener Joe says, "Can you please stop using the smoke detector sound? It's very annoying and not fun anymore. Thanks."
Yeah, Seth.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I agree, Joe.
I'm with Joe on this one.
Yeah, I have wanted to burn down Seth's house a couple times. I didn't do it, though, because he has a family, but if it was just him, I would definitely consider it.
Like, having my own sensor going off is enough, but now I got to hear it through this.
Yeah.
Listener, what you don't know is that in the background of this show, not recorded, is sometimes I can just press a button and that little sound will come out, and Gavin and TJ will just be looking around like, what's happened?
No, we don't now, because we know.
Oh, okay. It's happened a lot.
It worked the first 2 times. It hasn't worked the 30 times after that, though.
It worked a lot more than 2 times.
Yeah, you're right. But I don't want to bleed on, though.
Anyway, it was funny from my point. I'm sorry about that, Joe. I did overuse it. In my defense, I was very loopy and tired after editing all those audio things down. So, we have all of the things. I will find something else to put in between there. But yeah, and we offered to send Joe something special, so he should be getting that in the mail shortly. Joe, let us know what you think about it. It's a special sticker.
Oh, so nice.
It's just of my faith.
If that sticker beeps, it's gonna kill you.
It's just DJ's face. Yeah.
It's actually just gonna be Seth's address on a box.
All right, pick of the week. Hey guys, this week marks 100 years since the birth of television.
Nope.
Did you guys know that?
Nope.
I thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
It was in a small room in Soho. It's where it's being marked as the birthplace of television. 100 years after inventor John Logie Baird, I guess, showed moving images on screen for the first time.
Yogi Bear invented the TV?
Yeah, that's what it says. Logie Baird. Yeah. Anyway, he's got this contraption. Doesn't look like a TV, but this is where it says January 1926. Invited a small audience into his workshop on 22. Okay, come on. They're just making things up. Firth Street?
Frith
Street. Come on. Spell things right, England. To see if his latest invention, and he showed pictures that could be sent and received using a system of spinning discs, light and electrical signals. There you go. TV was invented over 100 years ago. And yay. Now we can watch all sorts of stuff on TVs or cell phones. Well, it's had a wild ride. So there you go. I thought it was pretty cool. TV is our pick of the week. Yay. Yay, TV.
A fun fact, if you're ever in Columbus, Ohio, there is a TV museum that has a bunch of old TVs there. I think they're mainly from like the 50s to the 80s, but there's a lot of cool stuff there.
Who is in Columbus, Ohio by accident?
Well, a lot of people accidentally find themselves here. And they don't leave for various reasons.
There's a lot of snow.
But, honestly, it made me kind of like, yearn, I guess, for like older TVs, because a lot of TVs are like statement pieces. It's nice that like modern TVs are like bezel-less and, they're a black slab on the wall, and like they're very beautiful. I'll give them that for the most part. But you go into like some of these, like you go into the TV museum Museum in Columbus, Ohio. And you see these pieces, like I think it's like the Comet TV or something like that, where it's just like an ornate piece of like wood that they've like carved out, and it's just like an amazing piece of hardware. But you're like, I don't want to put that in my living room. Like that would take up like half my living room, and it totally makes sense why they don't exist anymore.
They used to have those old TVs that were built into like a whole unit and it was sat on the floor. And they, of course, were mounted too low. But it was like, yeah, you're right. They were like statement pieces. You walk into someone's house and you'd be like, oh, that's nice.
That's a TV because nobody had them. I mean, so they were very expensive and they would take up a lot of space. So they started building them to furniture. And like what TJ's alluding to there, like the furniture of the time where they had these fancy, like some of those pictures, you've shared those before on the show. Some of those pictures are incredible. Like some of the crazy designs and like Art Deco or mid-century modern designs that they had that for just giant pieces of furniture with a tiny 9-inch TV screen in it. But that was huge. It cost thousands and thousands of dollars back then. But yeah, I don't know. Bertha TV. If you're ever in Columbus and stuck there because of snow, go check out the TV museum.
Yeah, and we'll put this one in the notes too. This is the TV I was talking about, the Cuba Comet. I mean, look at this thing. This thing is amazing looking, but the screen is like, I don't even know how big it is, like 12 inches or something. It's a very tiny screen.
Oh, it's a baby.
But it's like the whole thing is like a whole like dresser size. I mean, it's ginormous.
If you had a child, it would like definitely injure itself walking by that thing.
Oh, 100%.
Like its sharp edges, yeah.
But it's got it's got a record player, it's got a radio in it. I mean, what else could you want in a TV? Bet you it has better speakers than all the TVs that come out now.
Yeah, probably.
Real speakers.
Bet it's more reliable than Sonos system.
No.
Oh, wow. Those drawers on there, it doesn't have it in the little picture, but the drawers had all sorts of stuff. You could get like a real tape player in there. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, this thing is beautiful.
That is something. Oh, yeah, it has a big speaker on the side there. Look at that. It's like a subwoofer. That whole top thing is like a passive subwoofer box or something like that. That's crazy.
This TV was out from 1957 and 1962 with a retail price of $12.60 American dollars.
More than a year's wages for the average.
Yeah, I was going to say, way too much money. But,
yeah.
I mean, look at that.
It's
like an old-timey iPhone, It's a radio. It's a record player. It's a TV. All in one device.
System, yeah. There you go. just pay us your yearly wage and we'll be good to go. You can take one home. Yeah, that is actually impressive. It looks really cool. All right, we'll put a link to that in the show notes as well. If you have any feedback, questions, ideas, show picks of the weeks, or TVs that are really cool, give us a shout. Our email address is feedback@HomeTech.fm, or head on over to HomeTech.fm/feedback and fill out the online form. All right, project updates. We got Matter. Matter is going to go to Home Assistant. They're just changing the language. So Home Assistant is going from, a Matter Python probably script or something. Now they're doing Matter.js, and it's in beta. So there we go.
Yeah, and this there was a lot of conversation about how Home Assistant slowed down with their Matter updates, and I think the main reason why is because they were working on this. And now that it's Matter.js, it's in beta. I don't advise jumping over to it yet. I mean, I see a lot of posts of people saying, yeah, it worked fine. But I also see just as many posts of people saying they lost all their Matter devices and they're having issues. So wait till it matures a bit more. But I guess this is the first step, and then I believe it'll be easier for them to get Matter certification and move on to getting things like Matter 1.4 and 1.5 and moving forward. And then you'll start seeing them take off a lot faster once this is in.
Yeah, they did the same thing with Z-Wave. There's a Z-Wave JS thing, right? And that has become like the industry standard. Well, I mean, like the industry that uses Z-Wave, even the people that are developing their own Z-Wave products use that to test their products with, because that's, it's easy to work with and easy to use, and it's JavaScript. Yeah, so it was a C++ SDK. Yeah, no one wants to use that. No one wants to compile C code.
Harder to manage.
Oh, it's awful. Yeah, it's just awful. So use JavaScript, TypeScript, much better and much more higher level. And literally every programmer on the face of the planet can, and every LLM, and for that matter, can program in JavaScript, TypeScript just fine. So this will be probably another one of their industry standard things, and will help. I mean, honestly, it'll probably help push Matter along too. So it's good on them for this. Is all pushed by the Open Home Foundation. So there you go. Support them. Send them money. That kind of thing. And another cool Reddit thread you guys posted this earlier. This is an open source Sonos style smart speaker for Home Assistant, and it looks like somebody has basically developed the Home Assistant thing. I don't even plug anymore. The little voice control thing into a better Sonos one-sized product size thing, and it looks kind of cool, actually. I don't know how it probably sounds a lot better with actual speakers than what I have, but I don't know. What do you think, Gavin? Is this something you go for?
Well, I've been watching this company since I think they started working on it when the voice PE stuff came out, and they were like looking at ways to make better voice PE, better hardware. And I've been keeping an eye on this stuff. The problem I have with what's offered today is that the speakers don't pick you up well enough when there's background noise and stuff like that. Not like the Amazon or the Googles, which work much better. But I think they're getting there. And I can't remember who it was. I think it was Mike in the chat said he had these and they still aren't up to spec, like in terms of picking up your voice. But I think as they add more mics and the libraries get better to filter out the background noise, it will get better. And when it does, I will start looking more into, maybe replacing my Amazon with this stuff and see where it goes. Because then you could tie this into your chat GPTs or your Olamas or Claudes or whatever and have it do a lot more stuff. And that's where the power comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is one of those things. It's good to see a cheap product like this, or an inexpensive product, I should say. But this is one of those things that I don't mind paying a little bit more for it if it actually sounds good, right? Because it's one of those things that literally the audio is the most important thing when it comes to a speaker like this. And if the audio doesn't sound good, then it's not worth having at all. And I think the race to get really cheap products into Home Assistant is great, but we also need to have some better products that actually sound good and work well once the platform actually gets there. We're a lot further than we were with the Home Assistant voice, but we're still not quite there yet. Where like you said, Gavin, where to replace your Alexa or something like that, you're not going to do that right now.
I'm still just looking for something that does the microphone and the voice assistant. I'm not playing music over these things. When it comes to playing music, see with my Amazon devices today, they're kind of paired with a speaker in that room, a Sonos speaker in that room. So when I tell it to play music, it actually plays it out the speaker, the Sonos speaker, and not its speaker. It's smart enough to know that. It's also smart enough to know that when I talk to it, turn down the volume on that speaker or my sound bar or whatever, so it can hear me better. So I like that. And all I want is a little device that will have the microphone built in, and maybe a little speaker to answer me back. But, I need it to work well.
Right.
Or else it's just more of a frustrating experience.
Yep. Well, hopefully this like you said, this will get better over time. We have come a long way. Because I can imagine this sounds a lot better than this little thing I have over here that I unplugged because it sounds so awful. Anyway, and doesn't, I don't know. Doesn't really work. I don't use any voice control, I guess. That's the problem.
Yeah, and it's not just voice control. Just having these speakers you could have conversations with, right?
Up,
yeah. It's not just voice control, but, the wife uses it for a lot more than that. Just random questions, weather, what to wear, travel to work, all sorts of things.
We got, let's move on to... No, I don't know if there's a Home Assistant update. I'm not going to update right now, so I can tell you that.
I think there was a dot update on Friday, but, by the time the show comes out, the beta will be out. So
probably need an update, yeah. All right, well, Gavin, what you been up to?
Well, before the snowstorm, my week last week ended with my neighbor knocking on my door with a pile of CDs, right? I haven't seen a CD in a long time.
Yeah, where'd they get those?
I don't know, but he's like, hey, I have a box of these CDs of music on it. Are you able to rip them? Because I want to put them on my iPod. The fact they said iPod, too. I don't even know if I had a cable.
What is going on?
I know.
Did this guy just get out of a coma, Gavin?
I think his wife just let him out of the house, or he was cleaning up or something. But he's like, I want to put it on my iPod so I can listen to it. So
call me on my landline when you're done.
So I was like, sure. I took his pile of CDs. I was like, no problem. I'll rip these for you. And I took them inside. And then I realized I don't have a CD player in my house anymore. I haven't had a CD player in any of my computers for like the longest time. So I think the easiest way was just to download them off the internet for him from some gray marketplace and put it on his iPod for him. But I had to find that cable too for his iPod, which was kind of tough. But I had one in that box of, it was in one of those boxes that my wife keeps telling me I need to throw out. No, I got the cable. I walked upstairs. I showed her. I said, see, this is why I keep these cables.
Why you keep it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We just got him a gift card for like Spotify or something.
Yeah. The problem is he's pretty stubborn, so he doesn't want to work with Spotify. He doesn't want to use Spotify. He just thinks of his music on his iPod, and I'm surprised that iPod still works. But he has like a cupboard full of his old iPhones, and he just keeps pulling one out. He goes, put some music on this one, and then he'll plug in the headphone jack. You'll plug the headphone jack into his little stereo and listen to it. So he's that kind of guy. I don't know. It's funny how he works.
He's got different genres on different phones.
Yeah, he's like, country today, it's this phone, so anyway, so that's how my week ended last week. But I've been playing around with this new integration Home Assistant called Entity Manager Integration. It's pretty cool. It basically lets you work with entities in bulk. So you could select a bunch of entities, you can hide, group, do a whole bunch of things with them in bulk, right? Most of that I felt can be done in the interface already, but one thing I requested, and he actually added it really quick, was allow me to expose entities to voice assistants in bulk. So that's something I never was able to do in the interface today. Like I had to go into each device, each entity, and then say add it to Alexa, the Amazon lady, right? And I couldn't manage it. I can add a whole bunch at once. So he added that feature, and that's going to make my life so much easier. So because now I can go in and take all the lights that I really care about and then just say expose them all to Amazon, right? And I don't have to go through them one by one.
Man.
So
that's a good idea.
Even the voice assist and stuff like that. So I'm so glad he we'll include a link in the show notes. I'm so glad he added that feature. So check it out if that's something you're interested in. It's something I'm probably going to take back to the Home Assistant team and say, you should be able to do this through the interface too, right? Like it should be there. So maybe one day my feature requests will get implemented. We'll see. Last night I got an argument with hold on, I'm going to say this name a lot, so mute your speakers or whatever. But last night I got an argument with Alexa, right?
Oh, no.
Yeah. And the wife found it very entertaining that I was actually arguing with her. And afterwards, I kind of found it entertaining too. But for the longest time, I would tell her to turn off my bathroom fan after 10 minutes or so. And she'd be like, okay, no problem. And she'd just do it. Amazon changed something. And it just pissed me off. Now, when I asked her, it was about 11:15. I said, all right, turn off the bathroom fan in 10 minutes. She said, okay, no problem. I'm creating a one-time automation to do this for you. I'm like, what the? And then she goes, it has been created. The fan will be turned off at 12:20. I said, no, that's like an hour and 10 minutes from now. And I had an argument with her. I go, yeah, I don't know what was going on with her, but I would say, I told her, I said 10 minutes. You programmed it for an hour and 10 minutes. And then she's like, oh, you are so correct. I have corrected it. It will now turn off at 12:20 a.m. I go, that's still an hour, 20 minutes away, right? So I don't know what Amazon did to her, but one of the most basic features that I did use so often.
This is what LLMs do, Gavin.
That's just them changing something. I don't know if it's to introduce the sidewalk crap we talked about earlier, but yeah, the wife found it very amusing that I was arguing with her and I corrected her and she accepted the fact that she was wrong. But then she still programmed it for an hour and 20 minutes later. I'm sorry, you are so right. I said it for the wrong time. I am now setting it for 12:20. I said that's still an hour and 10 minutes. So yeah, this is one of the frustration and that wasn't a nice. Eventually got to the point where my wife said to me, she goes, I'll just turn off the fan for you in 10 minutes. I go, that's not the point. That's not the point.
She felt sorry for you.
Yeah. She's like, you know what? I'll turn off the fan in 10 minutes for you if you want. I go, no, I want her to do it. Just imagine the whole situation happening. It was not a fun, one of the frustrations I have. So I tested her again today. She got it the 10 minutes. But it's still, she sets up like now a one-time automation that you can view anything. And she tells you, I just want her to say, okay. And that's all I would care about. I don't care if she set up a one-time automation and that I can review in the app and blah, blah, blah. Oh man, I hope they just don't start ruining her. And I think they will. And this is why I'm waiting on the voice BE for Home Assistant stuff to get, really good. I'll be quick to swap her out, she'll let me know.
But now that you've had your first real fight, I mean, it's, everything's better from now on. So
I bought her flowers this morning, and some chocolates to make up and stuff. And she said she wouldn't talk to me for another hour and 20 minutes. So,
but she did make a one-time automation for it. So
yeah. She made a one-time automation to check back in, So, yeah. So that was one. And finally, this is kind of a big announcement, small announcement. I don't know. Big for me, but I've soft launched my YouTube channel.
Ooh.
So it's up. It's there. I have a little intro video. By the time the show actually gets released, I may have my first review video on there. But yeah, I got, when we were at CES, a number of people talked to me and said, you just do it. So I said, all right, fine. So I finally soft launched it. YouTube, Gavin as a service, what else could I name it? It had to be Gavin as a service on YouTube. Go check it out. Just hit subscribe. Like, even if you don't watch YouTube videos, just hit subscribe, please, and just so, help me get like 5 people watching, make me feel good, and I will be posting, I got like a whole bunch of product reviews, unboxings, I'll be doing Home Assistant videos, whatever I can. The goal right now is a video a week. It's a learning process. I'll be honest. It's a learning process for me right now. I'm getting pretty good at DaVinci all of a sudden. I did like a whole bunch of tutorials and practice things just to get to the point where I'm at now. And it's just getting better. So sign up, let me know if there's something you want to see. Gavin as a service on YouTube.
There we go.
There we go. It's here.
Maybe we'll put a link into the. Oh yeah, here we go. I found it. All right.
I'll make sure.
It's good. You got to have YouTube. It's got an @ thing. So it's
it's youtube.com/@Gavin as a service. It's easy to find.
I couldn't find it, and I just searched for Gavin as a service, and that came up fine. So
yeah.
You know how like everybody, like all the YouTubers tell you that you should subscribe, but they like come up with their own silly way to say it. It's like ring that bell or whatever. What's going to be
the bell
yours,
is for
Gavin?
notification. No, the bell's for notification.
You got to ring the bell. You got to mash buttons. And,
I was gonna say that I couldn't think of the proper term, but they always say something odd,
Nah, I don't know.
You got to come up with some kind of fun thing to tell people to subscribe to your channel, is what I'm saying.
All right, we'll work on it. I'll work on something. Give me any ideas you have.
Oh, I have some ideas. I think I should say them off of the air, though.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
You could say, oh, wow, what happened here? You could say your automations won't work unless you subscribe to a YouTube channel as a service. So, yeah, something like that.
Let's see how this goes. It's going to be a fun project. It's going to be a fun thing. But, yep, Gavin as a service on YouTube.
All right. I will put a link to that in our show notes this week, so everybody can go there and sign it and check it out. Very cool, Gavin. It looks like a lot of fun. So I watched your one video.
Yeah, I haven't even watched that. I sent it to the wife. I say, what do you think? But she's kind of biased, She's like, oh, you're so cute. I'm like, that's not what I wanted to know.
I didn't think she would say that.
That's what I was typing in the comments.
Oh, that's who typed that. She was reading the comments. Oh.
Well, congratulations, man. It looks like it's going to be fun. So
yeah, it'll be fun.
You got a lot of ideas. I think it'll be a fun project.
Yeah. I should have my first review video by the time probably you post this. I was editing it today, so we'll see.
There we go. I'm glad somebody gets to do some editing on this show then.
Yeah, I feel bad sometimes, Seth, that you do all the editing. I offer to help, but fine. Then you won't take our help. So because of that, we just make your editing harder.
Yeah.
We talk over each other. We use 2 microphones, a lot of background noise, things like that, just to make things harder for you because you won't let us help you.
I got that fixed though, because after I got it figured out what you guys did, then I ran it through the processing stuff that I have, and it pulled out all the audio from the back. There was no background when you guys were talking to like Ari or any of the people. So it sounded like you were just talking to them on the show. I'm like, like, I got to put the background noise back in. Nobody's going to believe this was at CES. so I just looped a background noise of a
Are you telling us we have fake background in our audio that had real background in
yes.
Oh my God.
Oh, TJ, we got to come up with something for next year. I gotta go listen to that again. You put fake background in an audio that we had a real background noise in anyway.
Yeah, it was just bad background noise because it was noisy. So I took it out and then put all the real background. Just sometimes you got to do what you got to do. It's all fake. I was telling my daughter we were watching.
Fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, those interviews were fake.
It's kind of goes into my projects this week. So I was telling my daughter, she was doing a project, right? She had to do an inventor. She had to pick an inventor, and they had a whole list of inventors. And she had to write a report and do like this, like a poster board thing. Classic third grade, thing. So we're looking through the inventors, and it's like a whole page. It's a whole page, like a letter-sized page of all these inventors and what they invented. And there was literally one woman on there and she made chocolate chip cookies. That was her invention.
Whoa.
And I'm like, what is this? So no.
I mean, you are in Florida, so.
But that's a big invention. I'm sorry. Like,
I mean,
they made the world a better place.
Respectfully, that would have been what I picked, but it's like, this is not happening. So we did a whole like thing on Hedy Lamarr and kind of led into like talking about like how movies go together and some of the roles and things that she did early on. And I was telling her like, hey, all the sound you hear in a movie, it's all fake. Like every footstep, they have to go back and recreate every background noise, every car honk, everything.
Why are you ruining it for her? Did you tell her about Santa Claus yet?
No, that's real.
Oh, see.
so yeah, no, she was just fascinated by all that. So we it kind of reminded me of that. But yeah, so that's one of my projects for this week. But she got that knocked out and put together. So Hedy Lamarr, basically the inventor of Wi-Fi, if you didn't know. She was a movie actress back in the 30s, 40s. And yeah, basically invented the technology that led to secure communications and garage door openers and all that good stuff. Go check it out. It's a really cool story. That they didn't want to use her technology in World War II. So there you go. It just was forgotten about. I did some did some more projects around the cat. We got our new pet feeder in. It's called a P-Laugh 103.
Great name, P-Laugh.
By Pet Libro, which means pet book, I guess. I don't know what that means. Anyway, it's actually pretty good. It's a little Wi-Fi thing, and it's got integration with Home Assistant through a Hacks thing, which I brought in, and I've got 34 entities added onto my Home Assistant for all the stuff that I could get out of the app. I can just go look up in here and see when the next feed time in 8 hours is going to be, how much we're feeding, how much he fed today, all that good stuff, and no cameras looking at the cat. So.
Yeah, I don't want any cameras on my random products. We have our cat feeder does not have a camera. I don't think I would buy one with one. But I say this as a person that has like 6 cameras inside their house. So
leads me nonetheless. My next thing is when we discovered that we're not going to be able to watch the cat eat or its shenanigans, which is really what we wanted to see. My wife's like, "Hey, can you put a camera up?" And I'm like, "I've got one of those extra Ubiquiti like little G4 mini things."
They're perfect for that. Yes.
Yeah.
I grabbed it and realized that it had I can never remember the 1/4 inch, whatever the standard camera mount thing is, 1/4 or something. That little thing. And I was like, it's got that on the back of it. And I just need to go find my camera mounting stuff. And I had like a clamp thing that you can like tighten up, and I clamped it onto the side of the blinds. Look, you can't even see where this camera is in our house, and it sees the entire living room. And my wife was like getting notifications. There's an animal. It was this Ubiquiti. She's sending all these little notifications to her that there's an animal. Oh, it sees a person. And she's like going around looking, like, where is this camera? She couldn't find it. And it's just tucked up. It's the sloppiest install job I've ever done, but like you can't see it. And the little cord goes behind the curtain in the living room. And if you didn't know it was there, you probably wouldn't even notice or see it. It's just in a really tucked away place. That said, it's all the cat. And then when my wife started going through it and she started seeing that she could also see herself sitting on the couch and relaxing and eating food, she's like, no, this you can't have this. I don't want recordings of this. So she's like, hey, can you turn the recording off if we're here? I'm like, I think I can do that because I have Ubiquity.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. So I went and started looking for that. I'm like, there's automations and Gavin, I'm just not familiar with where to go in the Ubiquity thing.
Did you add the Protect integration?
Yeah, I've had look. If I get a product, I'll add it in here because I just want to collect entities, man. I just want all the.
Doesn't use it for anything, but just add everything to
updates and entity collection.
Under the camera device itself, you should see options where you can turn on and off recording and stuff like that. That's what we do in our house because we have some internal cameras. But when we're home and it's in home mode, the cameras are all turned off. And then once we leave, the house turns into away mode. It turns on those cameras and everything for security.
Yeah, because you can set it record never, record.
Yes.
I forget, it has a couple of options you can set it to do, like events only or something. But yeah.
Yep.
So I was like, I knew where that was and I could turn that on and off. And I'm like, what is going to trigger it? And the best thing I can come up with is our cell phones. Like if our cell phones are out of the house, then we do that. And you have to install the Home Assistant app to basically get that. So I was like, hey, I got to put something on your phone now. I'm gonna track you. So putting that on and then I was like, okay, now I've got to write the automation again. Not really knowing where to go with this. I was like, you know who does know about this? My friend ChatGPT. But also better, I have that automations. I have this automations creator on here still from one of our letters that we had come in about this and to check it out. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to write in, this is what I wrote for the prompt. Set the living room camera to record, never when Seth or Erica are home. Otherwise, set the recording mode to always. And I hit enter and it failed because I didn't have the settings done correctly, or my key had gone bad or whatever. So then I switched it over to a Llama Local and gave it the right little model to aim at and the right IP address and hit enter, and it came up with some stuff. I hit install and it works. Gavin, this is great. I don't have to do any programming.
No YAML?
It is all in YAML. Yeah, it made the YAML.
But you didn't have to type any YAML.
Didn't have to do a thing. I can
Don't
go
you
look
feel
at
like
it.
You're missing out?
No, absolutely not. This is what I want. This is what I wanted to do. This gets crazier because this is like, yes, all right, it's here. This is what I wanted to do. This is how I want the home to work. If I wanted to do something, I'm just going to go here and type something in, the conditions that I want to be met, and then it's just going to spit out the YAML, and I'll hit save, done, and it just tucks it away in this little automations folder that I don't even know where it is. I'll have to go look for, but you know what? It's in there and it works, and that's great. I mean, so that led me to like, okay, well, I got this Llama thing running, and I used to use it a lot more, but that Tesla card that I had really sucked. So I should probably get two P40s. so yeah, buddy, I'm on the P40 club.
Nice. Well, hold on.
Wow.
What's the difference between like the P4 and P40?
I was the P4 is one you got. What is that?
I have the P4. I have a couple P4s and I have a T4. I think the P40 has more memory.
P40, so the P40, it's got 24 gigabytes, whatever that one is.
Yeah.
I saw two of them for sale for I think like $300 or something like that. So I was like, sold, and because all of them alone were like 200, so I'm like, well, if I can get them for less than 200, that's got to be a good deal. And they came in. I only had the cable for one of them, but holy cow, it's way faster at generating anything you want than the older Tesla M40. Like it looks like it's the same card, but like I was holding up the M40 and the P40 at the same time, like just one generation apart. And it's just a massive difference.
Oh, you're going from the M40 to the P40.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a huge jump. Okay.
Yeah.
That you'll notice it. I thought you were going from something like the P4 to the P40.
No.
You'll notice that part. The only problem with the P series, I was talking to somebody about this. They dropped support for the P series in the newer NVIDIA drivers.
Oh, bummer.
So, I mean, you just got to make sure you don't upgrade your driver after a certain version. and it will still work, but how much longer will it work? I don't know.
Oh, I'll have
You'll
to
get a few years out of it.
Yeah. And maybe I don't know. I'm not really. I was just playing around with it, but the like the coding models and everything you can load on it are screaming fast. And there's the Quinn 30 billion thing you can load on it, screaming fast. Like I would just randomly. I just wanted to test. I'm like to see how long it would take to respond, but also see how much I had to turn the fans up on the Dell server. It's kind of like balance
because those don't have built-in fans, right?
They don't have built-in fans, but
they're passively cooled. The P40 has 24 gigabyte. Yeah, with those Tesla cards in my Dell server, I actually built fan shrouds and put some small Noctua fans in. And
how did you fit those in? Are they on the back side of it?
Yes, and they're really small. They're really small fans. And I have them actually mounted to the back side of it, and they're going at full speed, but they're silent.
Yeah.
Right. And they keep the cards cool enough. Because I noticed like if you use the Dell, like you have the Dell server, if you relied on their fans, they would always ramp up to like full speed just to keep these cards cool.
Well, I haven't done anything major. I just did a few prompts, and I mean, within that, like it spit out code almost instantly. Yes. Fast, if not faster than ChatGPT or Claude Code. So I actually took the Claude Code, and there's a way that you can kind of like
bring it into Llama.
You can kind of bridge them together. It's going to get to my third conversation.
You get me all excited because we're talking some things I've been playing around with as well.
Yeah. Well, I think Claude Code, you can point it at Llama and say, use this instead of Claude Code online or whatever, and just basically run it for free at home, which is amazing if you have the time to sit there and wait for it to do its thing. But honestly, I like the main thing I want running AI right now, like managing all of the other agents, is Claude Opus, the 4.5. That is probably that's amazing what they've done with that, and the tooling that they put up around it. So that running all of what needs to happen is the best setup I have come across so far.
So Claude Opus, is that an LLM you can run on Llama?
No, I think it's only on there. It's only online.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
You can get to it either by paying. I think you have to pay for $20 or $100 or $200, depending on how crazy you want to get with it.
And this is the problem I have with all these AI models, is because they all have their strengths.
Yeah.
But I don't want to subscribe to all of them. So people are always like, if you're doing coding, Claude Code is the best one, right? Yeah. ChatGPT, well, it just knows me at this point. I've used it so much. It knows me. When it answers me, it answers me based on things. I wish I could export what it knew about me and feed it into another system so I can migrate easily and continue the conversations. But I'm just like, I don't know where to go.
It's getting better to make that jump, but I get what you're saying. So the on the coding side, I'm like, hey, I want to test this out. I made some jokes about our iguana site, the tracking thing. Let me go fix that bad boy up. So I completely remade the UI. It doesn't look like it, but I completely remade the UI using my friend Claude and his buddies. And if you go to the ouriguanasfalling.com now, not only will you get the results from Sarasota, Reynoldsburg, Ohio, and Pickering, Ontario, like it will use your IP and it'll track you that way, because that's, the legitimate way of doing it. It'll use your IP, figure out where you are in the world, and tell you if iguanas will fall out of the trees where you're living.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. If you're on a VPN, it'll tell you if you're in Costa Rica on a VPN, it'll tell you it's nice and warm there. They're going to be happy. They'll be good to go. But here, I also updated the artwork. So there's a really frozen iguana. There's like a kind of a woozy iguana that exists now. And there's, the happy iguana that's always been around. I put little buttons at the bottom that will let you toggle between Fahrenheit and Celsius. And and it saves it locally. So you don't have to worry, Gavin, when you come back, it's going to be in Celsius. And I gave my favorite feature is the theme. I got a light theme, a dark theme. And you can switch between those two, but I also got hot dog theme, because why wouldn't I?
Oh, man.
You got the hot dog theme.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. That's the best one. And and also when I put this on our Slack, who was it? Is it Jake that was harassing me about it looking awful on Home Assistant?
Yeah, with the cards.
Yeah, it didn't look good on the cards. Well, there's now a Home Assistant basically integration. Well, it's not integration. So you just put it on a little web card, and it'll make a little button that tells you what the risk is for the iguanas falling, either colored and red, green, yellow, whatever it is supposed to be. But it's basically a simplified version of it. So
I'm amazed at the amount of work you put into this.
There's literally no work, Gavin. I'm telling you,
whatever.
I can just say I want to do these things, and it does it. And it did all this stuff. So this was the least difficult thing I did this week.
This is what we are putting data centers all over the world for, guys.
And I hope your boss isn't listening to this.
I've got one in my house, so it gets easier. It gets easier. So
AI.
It gets worse.
Oh, it always does.
So I also, at the same time those P40s came in, I ordered a Just Add Power piece because I realized after all these years, or not all these years, but a couple of months now, I've been using the Just Add Power AVP encoders, and finally realized by digging, it's got like this big Dolby Digital logo on it and everything. Finally realized by reading it, it basically decodes the Dolby Digital and puts it as 2-channel audio. So I'm like, why does this audio sound so bad? It sounds so bad because I'm not getting 7.1. I'm getting 2-channel. It's down mixing everything for 2-channel, which is great if you need to down mix Dolby Digital into 2-channel, but it's not what I need to do when I'm watching Apple TV on my nice little Sonos surround system. So I got a new just regular old 707 PoE. I don't know, whatever the regular encoder is, plug it in and boom. Guess what? I have surround sound now, finally. And so after doing that, I got my P40s in. I've got one more wire to get for the second P40 to hook that up so I can have 2 models running at the same time, burning the electricity. I got my new friend, Henry Gavin. We were talking about this a little bit before the show. This thing I ran across, his name it's ClaudeBot. Oh my God. So
it's been renamed since. So it was ClaudeBot. Now it's called something else.
Yeah. I wonder what they've renamed it to, because ClaudeBot, oh, it's Moltbot. Okay, so it's got a lobster theme to it, I guess. So it's Moltbot now, which is going to be decidedly harder to type, I guess, but you only have to type it once. This is basically what everybody in the AI world has been promising for the past, year or two. All the stuff that Apple demoed that said that they dreamed about that their phone could do, this actually does. All the stuff that you see and hear people talk about, oh, I wish I could do this with Siri. Oh, I wish I could do this with whatever. This does it. If you do this now, you're living in the future. There's no other way to say this. This is what people want AI to be now. And it's early days and it's rough around the edges. Installing it is okay. It's not as fun as it should be, but this does the job. And there's one caveat to it. You basically turn over the entire computer to an AI bot and let it run your computer from the command line up with all your files sitting there.
Brave. So brave.
They did that in Silicon Valley and it did not end well.
So I didn't believe it. I didn't believe that this would work. It's based pretty much on Claude, which I've been using in the dangerous mode anyway. So I'm like, who cares? I've had this Mac Mini sitting here since I was laid off, and I was like, maybe I should return this. Nope, I'll just keep it sitting on my desk collecting dust. No, this Mac Mini's been sitting here just doing not much of anything, and now I loaded on there. I integrated with, they recommend you integrate with Telegram, and you create a little bot friend, and you can use your phone anywhere in the world, texting this guy named Henry, because I named it. He was like, what do you want to call it? And I was like, I'll name you Henry. And so it's called Henry now. And it gave itself an owl emoji. No idea why. But it decided to do that. And then it interviews you a little bit, learns a little bit about you. What do you do for work, that kind of thing. I'd set up some news things to cover, for the show. It'll send me articles throughout the day, hey, did you see this? No, I didn't, but you did. Thanks. Let's save that for the show. And it'll put it aside. And I was like, hey, what story should we talk about on the show? But it'll kind of monitor that throughout the day and send me text messages about what it's to do. It has access to everything on your computer. I mean, everything. So if you have something on your calendar, it can see that, and it'll tell you, hey, you got this on your calendar, and let you know, hey, you need to go, or when you need to go, because it knows where you are too. So it's this is pretty much it. And what's cool is it's open source. Like, you guys are like, this can't be the thing. It's open source to a point. You can use it with local models. You can use it with the Claude models. You can use it with anything you want. My preference is, again, on that Opus, to kind of like over the top of everything. I generally like it the best. But it does have access to the Olama models that I have running locally. So anything I need to do, if I need to tell it to just set up and do something for code, which I did this afternoon, I had some stuff I needed to get done for work. I didn't want to do it. So I told this thing, I'm like, hey, write a Python script that will parse this CRM stuff and this blah, blah, blah. Like, I just gave it some things. It kind of knew what to do, and it just did it. And I was like, you know what? That's great. That's stuff I don't have to do tomorrow. And it did it within like 8 or 9 minutes. I don't have to do it. Now I can just run the scripts and call it a day. So,
all this bragging about work that you don't have to do anymore. Your boss listens to this, you're going to get in a little trouble.
Yeah, I mean, again, these are just tools. Like, you just need to be more efficient. And I don't, this is not going to replace like the idea that goes behind it, right?
But you're going to do 1 hour work in an 8-hour day.
that's the point, right?
Well, then he's got to give you much more work.
No, I mean, I was talking to somebody about this. Like, the problem with this tool, I think, is going to be that people, and I agree with this. The problem is that people are going to start using this and tools like this, because this will come, whether it comes in a year for the mainstream or whether it comes in 30 days, I don't know, but this will come for people. This type of product, the worry I think most people should have is if it makes you that much more productive and takes away a bunch of this stuff that's just, honestly, it's just cruft. Like, it's stuff that you shouldn't have to do to fill up your brain with every single day, but you have to. If it can do that, like, what do you do with that time that opens up? And my goal is not to make myself busier, but it's to maybe like learn some more things or just have a little bit more time for family, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's not for opening up more possibility to do more work. So yeah, I think that's where we would fail if this comes in. But this is MoltBot for whatever claw. It's CLAW, like a lobster claw. D.bot is where this thing is. If you're interested in installing it, recommend having a dedicated computer for it or Docker container or whatever. Go ahead and set this thing up. This is the future. I'm not kidding. This is legitimately all the tools I've been telling everyone that they have on Claude Code that don't exist for the average Joe. This guy's put them together and made it really easy for you to send a text message and say, hey, do you have integration with my Google Calendar? Oh, you don't? Do it. And it goes through and does it without any interaction on your part, other than maybe like grabbing a token or telling it, pasting in a password somewhere or something like that. There's nothing you have to do to get everything up and going. It'll install brew packages on the Mac, basically like if it needs to have a command line utility to run. Cool stuff.
That sounds crazy.
It is insane. Absolutely insane. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. YOLO.
You put a lot of faith in it. And I find a lot of people these days, like especially at my work, they put a lot of faith in the answers they get from Copilot. But how they try to protect themselves, they always say, well, I asked Copilot and this is the answer it gave me. And it's like, well, I hope you would validate that answer and then make your final answer before presenting it to us. I could have just asked Copilot.
Copilot, unfortunately, is absolutely useless for anything other than summarizing meetings.
Yeah, I agree.
It falls flat everywhere else. It is not the tool to use.
Unfortunately, we're stuck with that. That's what we're stuck with,
because they sold it to you, I guess. Yeah, but like the Claude even has like a Excel plugin now that just blows everything Copilot was doing out of the water. Like, it's just absolutely insane what they've done with this thing. So Anthropic is making the tools now for people. Like, I'm seeing that come out. This is not one of them, but they are making. I imagine they couldn't do this now because I don't think people would want to turn over an entire computer in their digital life and all of their life basically to a computer. But I think maybe in 6 to 9 months, there will be a mainstream product made by Claude, made by OpenAI, I don't know, somebody, and they'll be asking you to run this command and turn over a computer locally for them to work off of. I think
will they sell you a little device you can put in your house that will just do it and you can interact with?
See, that's the thing. this could become its own operating system essentially. Yeah, I could see that, because it basically works off APIs, and if it has like this one has an API to the Things app that it used for like doing like task management and that kind of thing. I'm like, hey, remind me to do this. It'll just put that task in there. I don't have to do it. I think about stuff all the time when I'm like driving around that I just can't like have time to like go and research and do while I'm driving around or sitting on the couch at night. I just type this thing in now. I'm like, hey, do some research on this, the blah, 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 whatever, and write it in a report and let me know in the morning. And it just goes off and does it. And it'll come back in the morning. Hey, here's that report you wanted. It's literally an AI assistant, personalized AI assistant. I mean, highly, highly personalized AI assistant. It knows what you tell it. I mean, but it is, you can engineer it for yourself. So really cool stuff. I highly recommend it, but not for everybody.
I'm probably going to play with it this week. Multiple people have told me.
You will be, this will, I think, put you in the same, because I mean, they've probably got a Home Assistant integration too, Gavin. Like anything you want to do on Home Assistant,
I just want to set it up in Docker on my Unraid server. I have Olama sitting there and let it do its thing.
Yeah. Give it a shot. All right, that's all for me. I actually did a bunch of projects and was a lot more productive for me and my new friend Henry.
Did so many projects. You didn't even have a snowstorm.
I know.
Well, it was really cold here. I wasn't going to go outside.
One thing I did want to mention, though, before we take off here, last week we dropped an interview with Droplet, and they're the smart water metering that just installs over your clamp, and they were kind enough to give us an affiliate link. So if you've already bought one after listening to us, then, let them know you heard it through us.
And buy a new one with the affiliate.
And buy another one with a code. You could go to shophydrificwater.com/discount/HomeTech, and that will take you there. Or use the code HomeTech. I think it gives you the same thing. Just use HomeTech in the code, and it looks like it gives you about $30 off or so.
Oh, there you go.
So there you go. We'll save you some money while getting you to spend some more money.
There's more than one pipe in your house, so just get one for each pipe, and you'll be good to go.
Exactly. You want to know so you can measure your irrigation independently of the rest of the house. Yeah.
Actually, my neighbor called and she's like, hey, I just got a notification from the water company, and they said that we've had some like high usage. Can you go and see if my house is flooded? I'm like, oh God. So it's like, I have our key, and I went over, and they were out of town for like 2 days. And I'm like, I don't see any. There's no water in the, no toilet overflowing or anything like that. That's what I immediately thought was like go check the toilets, go check the little valve things. And I'm like, I walked towards one side of the house. I'm like, I do hear water running. There's water running somewhere, because you can hear it kind of in the pipes when it's quiet. And I walked outside, and she had a sprinkler going on our garden for like 2 days. She's like, oh my God. Oh, so that's some expensive vegetables now. But
send her our
she needs, I'm just going to tell her this. Yeah, she'll get one. Because this is honestly, I was like, I have the Flow, but it's a pain to install. This one just clamps on. You're good to go.
Yeah, and it doesn't require a hub or anything. It works all independent. So it's just an easy to install device.
We got to talk about TJ's projects, because TJ has probably the biggest tease going on right now. I was like, what he's doing with his audio system, and I'm hoping he's going to tell us this week.
Are we going to find out?
Hey, what Sonos soundbar did you buy?
I bought all new Sonos stuff. No. I got a lot of jokes about that, though, when I told people I solved my audio issue. Everybody's like, what Sonos did you buy? And I was like, I would never do that again, hopefully. The biggest hurdle for me with the sound system is that I had to find a sound bar. And I couldn't ask Reddit. I actually asked a couple subreddits, and Reddit, kind of like TVs being too high, are vehemently against sound bars. Like you'd ask the home theater people, and then they would flame you and call you all kinds of names and say sound bars aren't real speakers. You would ask like the TV people, and they would be like, get a Sonos Arc. And then you ask like the soundbar people, and they would tell you get something else. And so finding a passive soundbar that I could use, a passive soundbar is a non-powered soundbar that I could use with like an amplifier or receiver or something like that, was pretty difficult, because not a lot of people make a passive soundbar, as I'm sure you can imagine, because literally nobody knows what they are. But they actually do make passive soundbars, but it's usually higher end audio companies. So companies like Sonance or Kef or Paradigm or Triad, all these companies usually have an option where you can get a custom built soundbar with color matching. It'll match the size of your TV, all this kind of nice stuff.
Yeah, like Leon.
Yeah, but they're thousands of dollars, right?
Oh,
I mean,
very
especially
expensive,
whenever
yeah.
you get a custom, like anything made, it's always expensive. But you get a custom soundbar made, and it's like $2,000 or $3,000. And I'm a realist, and I'm not rich, and so having a soundbar designed exactly for the TV I have right now sounds like a stupid idea, because in like 5 years I'm going to have a different TV and it's not going to match. So that was never an option for me. But I was looking at like other speakers, like the Sonance soundbar and stuff like that, and I just didn't want to spend $1,000 on a passive soundbar. It's a lot of money on a passive soundbar.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was browsing Facebook Marketplace, and about an hour away from me, in a town that I said I would never go back to, somebody was selling a Paradigm Trio speaker, a Millennia Trio.
What was the town?
Hey, why? You pass over that?
Yeah.
That's all Gavin and I want to know now.
We don't need to talk about it. No, it's a little town I work there.
It's a restraining order.
No, it's a little town I did one of the baseball jobs at, and we were like doing some like antique shopping or something, and somebody like gave me a flyer, and they're like, "Oh, you should come back this weekend and do this like this little flea market thing we're having." And I was like, "I'm never coming back here." And then I did end up going back there.
The Paw Paw Festival is or something.
No, I would definitely go back there. This is like near Dayton. Nobody wants to go to Dayton.
Oh, yeah,
Ohio.
okay.
That place sucks. So I found this Paradigm Millennia Trio speaker, and I think this is like the MSRP on this thing is like $1,300 or $1,400. So this is a very expensive soundbar, but it's a true like left, center, right soundbar. So it's got separate inputs for all those. It sounds amazing.
Oh, cool.
The only thing
is it thin? It looks
Oh
very
no,
thin.
it is not.
Their
It is
website,
very thick.
I will send you a link to this website on paradigm.com. And the images they have, they take a picture of it like sideways, and it looks like it's...
So actually, this might not be the right one then. Hold on, let me see.
Oh, okay.
We'll do this live. Yeah, this is definitely not it. This is
Not the right speaker.
this is a thick boy, as they say.
I don't see it. Is the decor?
I don't know. I'll have to find it, and maybe we'll put it in there in the show note.
Okay. It's not the Millennia LP Trio, because that one, it looks really thin.
Yeah, it's not the Cinema Trio either. I don't know. It's a Paradigm soundbar. That's what I know.
Is it one that matches to the bottom of the TV though? Like width-wise?
No, it is not like a custom length one. It makes me laugh because it's actually like a chrome color. But where it's sitting at, we actually don't see the chrome, like unless we're like standing up or something, but I might try to wrap that at some point. But yeah, the guy I bought it from, he's had it for like 5 or 6 years. He supposedly hasn't used it in the past like 3 years. So, it's relatively unused, it sounds like. But it's a nice soundbar. It sounds really good. I bought a Denon receiver. It's just a little 5.1 receiver. I bought it off eBay. I think it was from, what is that company? Adorama. They sell like electronics and stuff like that. But they had like an open box Denon receiver for like $300. So I solved my living room TV audio for about $700 altogether.
Nice.
And it sounds pretty good. And then I bought Denon Heo speakers for the rest of the house. I got little 150 speakers, and they all work together. I haven't figured out the Home Assistant portion yet. There's a couple, because I'm using the receiver, I'm using the TV audio from the receiver. There's not just like an input I can go to. I have to do some kind of magic with Home Assistant. But I'm able to group the speakers with the receiver and listen to audio all over the house again. So that part has been solved.
Nice. I'm glad you found a good sounding soundbar. That's honestly my experience with soundbars is they've been kind of like hit or miss on like how good they sound. Like
right.
Even Leon, like some of the Leon speaker ones, and they get too small of speakers in them, they do not sound great. So yeah, I'm glad you found one.
Yeah, and honestly, it's one of those things that like I didn't want to spend like $1,000 on a soundbar and have it sound awful. So I was very hesitant to spend a lot of money on soundbars. But yeah, this one for $300, I didn't even try to like negotiate the guy down or anything like that. I was like $300, that's a heck of a good deal for the speaker, and I just bought it.
Very cool, very cool. Well, I look forward to your adventures in Heos land. Tell us how that's going.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's fine. The app is going to take a little bit of getting used to just because I've used Sonos all my life.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to sell Heos to my customers, though, because like the actual powered soundbar they have, I think sounds awful. And they only have one right now in the Heos lineup. So it's not something I'm going to sell my customers. But for my intended use case at my house, I think it's just fine.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of the speakers for dealer costs. I saved like, $90 per speaker. So they were relatively affordable to replace my things with.
What I'm curious, I mean, so we all know like the biggest thing you have to do is make the Home Assistant thing work where it follows you around the house. So that's that was called out. You got called out on that one. So
don't screw this up, Nicole.
Don't mess it up, TJ.
I mean, that was literally my favorite feature of the Sonos.
Yeah.
So I would agree with that. That is the thing I definitely miss.
If you just pop in this like AI coder thing in there, it'll do it for you. So
yeah, maybe I should do that because I don't want to mess with it. I really just need to look up like the device classifications for the Denon receiver. That's the issue I'm having right now because all the inputs and stuff like that, I got to figure out those. But it is what it is.
Oh, good luck.
The next project I've been working on is we were obviously snowed in our house for the past couple days.
Shoveling snow.
So I shoveled a lot of snow. I went out there and shoveled every like 2 or 3 hours because I was like, I'm not going to deal with all this snow at the very end. It's just that's going to suck. But one of the things I've been enjoying about having a 3D printer again is I can print whatever I want. And so this week I printed off a bunch of mounts for various devices because I bought a new soundbar for the TV, right? And so I was like, well, if I'm going to do the soundbar, I have to put the soundbar somewhere. It's going to take up more space than my Sonos Arc, ironically, just because the height of the new soundbar. So I was like, well, I'm going to go ahead and mount the living room TV because it wasn't mounted before. And I'll put the soundbar right underneath that. That'll solve that problem. But I was like, it'd be kind of nice if I could just clean up all these other devices. Like we have an Xbox One, we have a Nintendo Switch, we have a Nintendo Wii, we have an Apple TV. We have all these devices that just sit underneath the TV. And after a certain amount of time, there's just so much crap underneath the TV on the TV stand that like I just have to like rip it all out and clean it up. And so I was like, I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to mount a lot of these devices behind the TV. And so that way they're there. They're, right next to where they need to be. And I don't have to necessarily look at them if I don't want to. And so that's what I've done. I've mounted all these devices either with 3D printed mounts or I bought a couple mounts off, Amazon for the more important things. Like our Nintendo Switch, I was like, I don't want to break that one.
Yeah.
But if like the Xbox falls, I don't really care about that. So I printed all the mounts in PETG. So they should do pretty good with the heat and the how much weight there is and everything like that. But yeah, I've been mounting stuff. I've got I cleaned up my computer desk this week as well, and I've been mounting my Mac Mini to the wall behind the monitors here, along with my Sonos Ray that I cannot get rid of. So it's just it's a mount everything kind of week.
You just mounting it all. Well, I mean, you're snowed in, so may as well do it. Well, I guess are you snowed in still?
No, I can go places.
Yeah,
and I'm legally allowed to. For a while, we were under a level 3 snow emergency, which I know you don't know what that is, Seth. But a level 3 is basically when they say, hey, you cannot go anywhere. And if you do, we might arrest you.
Wow.
Because they need to get the roads cleared. And they can't do that if a bunch of people are on the roads. So for the first time in 20 plus years, Franklin County, the county I live in, went under a level 3.
Wow.
So we legally could not leave for like a day.
No, here they have that for all the hurricanes. They basically say, at this point, you can leave your house. We don't recommend it. And if you do, you're on your own. Because we're not coming to save you if you call 911. So there's that part of the equation. But yeah, we don't have it like staying home or we'll arrest you if you walk on the street or drive on the street. Yeah, it makes sense though.
Yeah, I'm sure that they have, but like I've never heard of anybody just being arrested for being on the street. I think probably what happens is that if you get in an accident or you do something dumb, then they're like, okay, well, you're not supposed to be out here anyway. Here's a bigger ticket kind of thing.
Right.
Because people are like freaking out. They're like, oh my gosh, I'm stuck at work now. How do I get home if we're under a level 3? And I was like, just drive home. Like if you tell them you're just driving home from like work, I doubt they're going to care.
Yeah.
But if you're just like out driving around like, oh, I was going to try to get some McDonald's today, they're probally not going to like that.
They're going to be upset with you. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I'm glad all that's passed and you can legally drive around and go places. And I'm glad you got a soundbar that sounds good. So that's important. Hopefully this new system works for you and you don't have any weird issues with
no dropouts so far
with Sonos.
I'm not on this fake wood in front of me.
My daughter's like, can you play some music? She had to do some stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'll play some music. And I open up the Sonos app. I'm looking at it. I'm like, press a button. I wait. I'm like, what is this even waiting for? Like, it's just one speaker started playing and it's just like trying to like figure out how to talk to the other speakers, but they're all present. It knew they were all there. As I'm playing it, I'm like, all right, I'm going to turn it off because she sat down and wanted to watch a little part of a little cartoon or something. And of course, it had it grouped all together. So the TV automatically clicks over to Apple TV. I go in to like ungroup them and just stop them, or just go in and stop the music. And I have to wait like 5 to 10 seconds for it to even figure out what it's playing. It knew it was playing something. I just didn't have a pause command I could hit. Like, how do you not cache any of this stuff in a reasonable way where you can just immediately get back to, I don't know. Like, come on, Sonos.
Well,
get with it. You open the Click app and boom, you can do it instantly, right? That's the problem.
Yeah,
I know it's not.
That's what's annoying, right? The third-party apps work every single time so quickly.
So fast. So I know it's not my network. I know it's the Sonos. But luckily, most of the times we're just hitting play. So and not worrying about what's coming out or how long it comes out, and eventually we'll turn it off or stop it. But it's definitely frustrating because you know how fast it can work. So
well, Seth, I'll have you know that not only could you have one device that does not work well, you could have one device that has 4 in it that does not work well. If you want to try out the new multi-amp from Sonos.
Yeah, it's not going to happen, but nope. No, thank you. No, thank you. So
then my last shout out for this week, you might be able to listen to it next week. Who knows? Supposedly I'm going to be on Home Gadget Geeks next week, the 5th, whatever the 5th is, Thursday. So
nice.
Yeah, I'll be on there. I haven't talked to Jim in several months now. So
yeah,
must listen.
Yeah, I forget what I told him the topics I was going to talk about would be Shed and Solar, which I think that's a good one. That kind of fits into his audience. Mm-hmm. CES. Then I'm doing a mystery topic, which I think might be 3D printing, but mystery for that one. So
is it your mystery or is he going to surprise you?
Mine.
Oh, okay.
No, he always has us pick 3 topics that we wanted to discuss. So we might not talk about them or whatever, but it kind of gives the conversation somewhere to go. So
that's a pretty good idea. It's better than we do it on this show.
Oh man.
Just all over the place.
Nah, we do pretty good with our guests. Besides the awkward intro we have. But
well, here you are. Let's jump in.
It catches everybody off guard every time. So, I don't think we could put the live stream in there, show notes or anything like that, but it's Home Gadget Geeks.
Yeah.
Google it, and if you want to listen to my voice live, you have the option to do that. And if you don't, I won't know and I won't judge you. So,
yeah, I'll be there typically posting something, comments, because Jim can read those comments while you're talking about.
I do like when he reads the comments live.
Yeah, it's quite fun. So, all right, well, that's going to wrap up this week. We do want to thank everyone for listening to the show, but especially want to send out a big special thanks for those who are able to financially support the show through our Patreon page or our affiliate link, which Gavin will actually paste into the notes here so I can put it on the site. If you don't know about our Patreon page, head on over to HomeTech.fm/support and learn how you can become a patron for as little as $1 a month. Any pledge over $5 a month gets you a big shout out here on the show, but every single pledge will get you an invite to our private Slack chat, the hub, where you and everyone else can get in there and see it snow. see people snow shovel things, because that's what's been going on in there. And TJ's van doing like Tokyo Drift style maneuvers in the street. That was fun. But if you can't support the show financially, we just appreciate a 5-star review, a positive rating in the podcast app of your choice. That's going to wrap up this week in Home Tech News. Everybody have a great weekend, and we will see you next week.
Till next time.
Take care. So I have a task for Henry I want you to try.
Oh, I'm going to mess my Henry up. He's going to be...
I'm going to mess my Henry up.
I want to see if he crashes. No, I'm just kidding. Ask him to take our show and make the audiograms and see how far he gets with that.
Oh, okay. Like when I'm done with it?
Well, yeah. Well, like you could take our past show, but say take this episode, find the best clips, make audiograms out of it that we can post to social media and see how far he gets with it.
Okay.
Because he'll have to transcode the audio into text and then analyze the text, unless they do the audio directly, and then make audio files and cut them up and all sorts of things.
Like what, 3 or 4?
You can make 8. Just do 8 because a bunch of them may be crap, right? So then out of those 8, you can pick the ones you want. I'm just curious how far it will get with that. Do it like the last show.
I just said,
I'm very curious how far it will get with that.
Yeah, I just sent him a message, and
just sent him a message.
He's typing.
What are you messaging through? Telegram?
Telegram, yeah. It's like it's a chat. I mean, it's.
I'm using my WhatsApp.
He says I can do that. Let me figure out where to grab the audio from. So
Are you serious?
He's off doing his thing. Yeah, I'm just let him go. I don't care.
This is hilarious. I'm gonna get it set up like tomorrow, but I may bug you for some help. That's hilarious.
He's asking which episode to pick from. He's given me a couple of different. Download the audio transcribe. Find 8 punchy moments. 15 to 60-second clips, generate audiograms with waveform visuals. There we go. All right, so I'm going to say your choice. Or wait, you wanted to be the latest one?
Always, do the latest one.
All right.
That was something we can use, if anything,
All right, yeah. All right, there we go. Latest episode will work.
This is insane. If it does it, I'm installing this tomorrow.
It's doing something. I can't see what. I can see its tool use go by if I figure out where the.
It probably will need FFmpeg and blah blah blah.
Yeah, I forget it's like a local host. Oops. It's got access to all that. So like literally the power of a Mac Mini plus LLM plus local LLM, like it's got access to everything. So what? Oh wait, it's on Safari on this computer.
Your AI. What are you doing in Safari on this computer? It's on Pornhub.
He said he downloaded the episode, 72 minutes. He's going to take a minute to process. He's going to spawn some sub agents to handle all this and to handle the audio. He's still typing.
Is this running off your Olama too, or is it going to Claude?
No idea.
Wait till I get the bill. I saw somebody go, my Claude bot signed me up for a $2,000 bill for.
I saw that. I was
like, what the?
Oh, it got Whisper. It got
Whisper is what I used. Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna do extracting AI and create a 1080 by 1080 audiograms, waveform visualization, pinging the ready. And it's just executing things.
It's just executing things
in the background here. I don't know what it's doing,
but it will come out with something, I hope, and we'll see how that goes.
Oh, he said on it, subagent's working on boom, 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 and then I'll ping when they're ready. Output will be in a developer folder so that I told him to save stuff into. So 8 MP4 files plus a summary with the suggested captions.
Are you kidding me?
No, I literally set none of that up. Like it has access to the command line, so it'll install Brew, FFmpeg, all that stuff. It's crazy.
How long will this take? Like,
probably, I don't know. I'm going to stop recording though. I need to stop recording.